guys, I'm just going to do a quick video. I've been asked a question, what constitutes a pullback on the Fib 71 strategy. Okay, everyone knows I like to know exactly where I am on the charts, right? But so if you don't know where they are, then that's another game changer, because if you don't know where you are on the chart and you're looking for a certain pullback or whatever, then you're just basically going to get lost. So it's a good idea to know where you are on the high time frame. Now I like the 4 hour. Shows me off. So just for instance, what constitutes a pullback? Okay, I'm just going to take this off for a to get into it. Now I'm going to do this on the 4 hour. You can do this on anything, but this is what tells you what constitutes a pullback. Okay, so for instance here, okay, you've got impulse telling you it's going down, and then it breaks structure. So for this, on a 4 hour time frame, it's broke here, and then it's broke here. For me, that's constituting a pullback, basically trending down now, because it's broke the previous lower lows here, and it's gone high, broke the previous high, then pulled back down, broke this low, broke this low. So to me, this is the range now, because it's broke this good low here, even this one here. Now, if it pulled back and then went up here, then fine, but it went this one as well. So to me, all I would do now is put my fibs out, okay? Because I'm waiting on a pullback. So you go from the higher there to here. Now, this would constitute a pullback for me, okay? Because it's hit there, okay? So I would then set a pending, because this constitutes a pullback because it's hit the 50%. Now, if it hit the, some people do the 382, but I like the 50, so I would then put a trade on here. Wrong one, sorry. Okay, just say that's too long. And then I would play it, pull back up. This is obviously the 4 hour. I do trade the 4 hour, I do trade the 30 minute, okay? But this is, so that would have won on the 4 hour, okay? Okay. Now I'm just going to show you something else here. So that's a nice little trade there. Forget that now. Now, because that's one. This broke this here, okay? Broke this low. So, and then this, it broke this low here. So this is now my new low. High, low. That's my range. Now, this is broke. It's pulled back up. Now I'm waiting for this low to get broken by this one. Watch. Now this is broke. So this here becomes my new low, and this becomes my new high. So there's my new range. Okay. And now I'm waiting for a pullback. And once it starts pulling back, as it did a little bit there, okay, right, it starts pulling back. Now I put the fibs out. Okay, so I put the fibs to the low. Now at the moment, it's only hit my 382. For me, that does not constitute a pullback. So I would keep my fibs on. I would keep this on. Right, and then I would just keep moving it down, because this is still my high, this is my range still. So I just keep it on until it goes back. Is it pulled back to the 50? Not, it's just off it a little bit. So it technically hasn't pushed it. Right, so I'd still keep my fibs there for now. Now I would then put it in. And then I obviously, but it hit the 50, I would have put I'd put a trade on there. Okay, let's say it's there. Right, still playing around. I don't think it even tapped me in though. I think, well, I might just tap me in just maybe. Now, we know the breaker structure again. Broke structure again. Okay. This didn't break it. This did. Technically, you could say this high is still, because it was all this was your range, because this didn't break the low. So I count this one as the high. So what you can do is you can go, well, there's my new high. It didn't get me in on that trade, it just missed me off. This is my new high. This low was broken, so this has become my new low. This bit here did not break the low, so this is still part of the range. Does that make sense? So what I would do then is once it starts pulling back as it is a bit now, I put it on, right? And then I would then, like I said, you could do this on a 30-minute. Okay, now it hasn't pulled back enough now. It's pulled back to the 382. This is still my range. Now if it keeps moving down, I keep moving it down. It's not pulled back enough. So this is my new low. This is my range. This is my range here. All right, now it's pulled in, shot right up, and then obviously what I would have done is obviously before that. So just rewind back a little bit. When it hit my alarm on a 50, because I'd have set an alarm on a 50, so rewind a little bit more. The 50 alarm went off. I would then put a short on, right, and then I would have run it. Right, this is my new height per range. Now it could have tapped me out there. This may tap me out, I don't know. I do like the 4 hour. Yeah, there goes another little trade there again. So I've had about 3 or 4 different trades there already just on the 4 hour. But these take months. So you can do this on the 15-minute, which I'll explain later. But let me just do another one. So just instance, if it carries on down, okay, sorry I had to stop that, I had something else to do. And then it came up here but didn't hit the 50, then to me this would be, all I would do is I'd just keep moving it down until it hit the 50, right? It didn't hit the 50 when it was here, as you can see. Now it's not hit the 50 now. This then wouldn't count as a pullback, so I'll just keep it on. Have to hit the 50, and it hasn't hit the 50. So this is still my range. Okay, like I said, you can do this on any time frame. Now, I'm in here, it's hit the 50, so if it pushes back down now and doesn't go to my 71, then I would then enter that would be my new high. Once it breaks structure, has to break structure. So let's see it break structure, hasn't broke structure yet. Still hasn't, to me, that still hasn't broke structure. Now it's pulled up. If it hits, now what I would do here, obviously it's still in the trade because it hasn't had to hit it. I could just, this is the other one that didn't come in either. So then here, we push this on down. There's my area there. Okay. Because this would be the just that's 2 to 1, right? And then I'll play it. If it breaks structure here, then I would then, right, now it's hit there, it blew through, so it just blows through. Okay, so things happen like that. Okay, so it's just knowing where you're on the trend. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break this down. I'm going to stop this here, and I want to show you something on the 15. Now, what you can do, if you know it's trending down, you need to break structure, you know it's going to pull back. Just for instance, I'm going to show you now, 2 seconds. Right, so you know that when it comes in here, you're going to have a trend pending on here, yeah, because you've done a 4 hour trade, you're going to go for this here, right? But you know once it hits a 72, or 71, sorry, then you want to turn around. So what you can do is you can set an alarm to be in the trade, so you can set one in here, and then you know you're in the trade. But I just want to show you something now quickly. Once you're in here, right, to prove it's going to go down, you need to break a structure. So what you can do is you could, if you want to jump on the 30 or the 15 and ride the 15, I'll just say the 15, right? So you've come to the trade now, you know it's hit the 71, it's pushed up, now you need to break a structure, okay? As I see, so what you look for the base prominent breaker structure on here. Now, you could say here, but then it broke here, it's pushed back up again. Now you could put on this one, this could be the breaker structure. So what you could do, you set an alarm here and wait for that. Once it breaks structure, you just ride the trend down because you know your target area is going to be the 2 to 1, right? Which is down here. So you can mark your target area 2 to 1 of the 4 hour. So does that make sense? So your target, because you know you're doing on the 4 hour, right? Let me just go back to the 4 hour. Okay, you know your target area is here. So what you can do is you can put a little box here and go, well, where's my target area? It comes into that, then I'm not going to do it. And then you can just go target area 4 hour. So just because you just know where you are in the tree, right? Target area. So once it gets to here, you can set an alarm here, goes up, pushes back. Then just jump down to the 15 minute and ride the trend down. So what you do now is you're looking for a breaker structure here to prove, the trades want to show you what to do. Don't you show the trade, because it's not going to work. You have to let the trade show you what it wants to do. Still playing around, you see, so wait and see. Let it break structure. This is not planned or anything, by the way, sorry. Right, now it's broken structure, okay? It's just broken, well, not much. It's broken a little bit, like let's see a bit more. Let's have a look. Right, it's dropped right there. Okay, now what we can do here, because you know it's going down, you can set a fibs out from this high, because, right, these will show you a range now. There's my range there, wait for it to pull back. This low here, okay, this high broke this low, so this one has this high, and to this high broke the low here. So this is breaker structure. Okay, let me just put a breaker structure line here. This is breaker structure now. Okay, so this is breaker structure. So this is your range. This is the high that broke the low. This is the low. Does that make sense? So your range now is there. That's your range. Range. Okay, now just let that run. Now what we do, if it comes back to the 50, okay, 382, you can either move it from there and say, okay, well that's my next high, but then I like the 50, so it's up to yourself. Now what you do, it didn't come there, so I pull it back a little bit. There's my new 50 there. Let it run. Let's see what it does. This is on the 15, you can do this on anything, you can do it on the 5 as well. Okay, still again, this is my new range. Okay, if it pulls back to there, or there. Okay, now, what we'll do, now it's hit here. So what we do now is reset, because it's hit the 50, I set a short, okay, on the 71, okay. This is what you do, this is what you do all the time. So just say let's do the one, okay. Then let it run. Alright. Might just blow through, I don't know, I've not even checked this, so I don't know. Now, if this breaks structure, for this one, this breaks structure here, which is going to, right, this is your new high. There's your, let me just pause this. Right. Okay, so, it didn't hit it, hit the 68. You can do the 68 if you want. It's not a problem. Do the 68 before it hits it, not a problem. Do the 68 instead of 71. A lot of people do the 68 as well. Okay, so now this, okay, let me just do a line. This is my new high because this broke this low. So this is my new low. There's my new range. There's my new range. There. This is on the first 15 minute. And then what you do then is you come back and you ride it down. Right? And then you take this off because we're not setting any pendings yet. And you just keep riding it down. Okay? That's all you're doing. Riding the 15 down. Okay? It's not pulled back to the 382 yet, or the 50. If it picks back to the 382, that's up to you. You can move it or you can leave it. It's up to yourself. Right? Put to the 382 already. When it gets to the 50, you set a pending. Not got to the 50 yet. If it breaks structure again, then we'll go in for this as the high. The new high. Right, now it's broke structure. Let me pause this. So now, this is your new range. Okay, this is your new. Right, this is your new low. So I had to pause that there, guys, sorry. Right, so there's your new high, right? Let me just take some of these off. There's your new high. Right. This is a new low because this high broke this low, this becomes your new low. Alright. Okay. See what happens now. Pause back to the 50, then we can drop it down or we can move it down. Okay, now at the moment it's not pulled back to anything, so we just keep this as the range still. We don't move it until it hits the 382 or the 50. Now, like I said, I prefer the 50. Gives us a good pullback. And all you're doing now, look, it's coming towards the 50, the target area. When we get any close to that, we don't do this anymore. You can try, all you do is try to ride the pullbacks. Like I said, you can do the 50. Okay, when it gets to the target, then it's going to break structure, and then it could come back or it could keep going down. But that's up to yourself how you do it. Right, so it hasn't touched this now. Now it's coming back. Right. So what you do now is you go back to the 4 hour trade. Okay, and look at that. Okay, so we're just going to pause this. Right, now you go back to the 4 hour and assess your trade now. Okay, now you would have had that trade if you did that on the 4 hour. You would have won. Right? Yeah, you would have won. So you had the 4 hour win on that, and they had all the, you could have had possibilities on these ones and ride the trade down to 15 minute. It's knowing where you are on the trades, right? So look where the bigger picture is and look where that. All you're looking for is break a structure. Now, see you had impulse, okay, and impulse was saying, right, I'm going to go back here again, so you would have had that right, the trend. Right, so say you came to the chart and it was here, and it's saying it's going down, right? And at the moment, okay, you've not got any of these. I'm going to take all these off now, guys, quickly. I don't want to take it because I've got some charts on this, I think, as well. Let me just take all these, right, quickly. Right, so you come to the chart here, and you don't know, there's your top, there's a top there, there's a bottom here. Just for instance, there's your high, there's your low, right? You need break of structure because it says it's going down, right? Because you just come to the chart, we haven't really assessed it all the whole time, so you don't know exactly what's going on. So you need to analyse it. So you come to the chart and you press play, right? It breaks structure. So look, so what happens? Now it breaks structure. Right, stop. Now this becomes your new low, yeah? Okay. Now you know it's trending down, but you don't know what it's going to turn. You can, if you want, write these down on the, because you know this is broke structure here. So if you came to the chart, right, and you know it's broken all these lows here, right, you want to try to make sure it's going to start pulling back, and you want to go, right, well, this is my fibs, okay, and you want to ride the trend down on this one. I mean, this is a little bit harder, but if you just ride the trend on that, you can go, right, okay, I'm going to ride all this down. It keeps going down. Now, what you could do if you wanted to, just say you can trade, you can go, well, I'm going to drop down to 15, I'm going to see how far I can go down with it. Once I win the one, I will lose it. It's going to pull back. Now, if you look here, right, it's broke structure on the 15 there. It's give you the high of the Bollinger Band there as well. It's give you that. It's dropped into that. It's nearly hit your 70 to 71. You're going to ride this out, right? And then you're going to say, well, I'm going to put a short on it. Because it's still going, it says impulse is saying it's going down still, right? And you can ride the trend down until it starts pushing back up, and then obviously get out, right? Because you don't know where it's going to go at the moment. Okay. Right, then you've got a little trade there. Okay, there's one. So this is this. Oh. So there's one little trade. And then you're going to go, right, well, I'm going to roll. I know it's going down, so I'm just in that respect. There's your high there because this high broke this low, so there's your low there. All right, at the moment, you can just ride these down if you know, because if you look at the 4 hour quickly now, if you look at the 4 hour now, you're just all you're doing is going to move this as it's going down. You're waiting for a pullback at this area here, Okay, so you know it's going to pull out eventually, but you can just keep riding it till it starts pulling back. So you just go the 15-minute, but if impulse is saying it's going down, then you just keep on the ride, and it could just keep going down. But then you wait for the pullback to come up here, and then you wait for it to go at the area, and then you can then jump the ride on that. As long as it keeps breaking structure. Okay, now you've got your fibs out on this one, on the 15. Okay, if it hits the 50, then we move it. Okay, now we pause because it's at the 50. I'm going to keep it as it is. I'm going to put a short on the 71. I'm going to do a 2-to-1. And this could just blow straight through because you don't know. Now it's hit the 71. Right. And it just blows through. Right. So this is the problem. So you don't know exactly it broke through. But anyway, so it's broke structure. But now this will be your new high if it breaks structure down here. And then okay. So you just go, well, okay, I've got 1-to-1 there. Now it could just keep pulling up now. You just don't know, do you? If it starts breaking structure here, and then you know it's going to pull back up. But if it breaks structure down below, then you can then go on do another ride on it. So you just keep an eye on it. Okay? So we had one win there, one loss. We're still at 1%. Now we need to know if it breaks structure. If it breaks this previous low here. Oh, wrong one. If it breaks this previous low here. Right? Or if it breaks this previous high, then it could start turning up. Right, now it start turning up. So you go, right, well, okay. Let me see if it goes on. Might even get a couple of trades on the way up now. So what you can do, if you just look at the 4 hour now. Okay. So here's the 4 hour. So you can say, well, it's coming up on the 4 hour. Okay. Now, obviously, I've got my there. Is it pulling back into there? If it pulls back to the 50, then you put a pendant on. Okay, you jump back down to the 15. See if it's breaking structure. So what you can do is you can say, well, if it broke that structure there, okay, so there's my high, low. So technically, you could have a there to there because this broke structure. There's your range. Okay, there's your range there. Range there. Okay, and then you can see what it does. And then it didn't do nothing, it just pulled back down. Okay, so you just got to look what you think in that respect. So the way I like it, I like to know when it gets to my 71 area. Stay on, sorry. So ride it down is quite difficult if you don't know where you are. If you put the fibs out and then let it bounce and then let it come back to your 71, that's better for me, so I know where it is. If you try and ride it down without even putting them out, because when it gets to here, it's going to pull back some point, and it could pull back like with one there, and then we lost 2 there. So, but if like I didn't know impulse, I didn't do that, so I didn't analyse it because I don't know impulse. Impulse would have said probably it's going up, so I wouldn't have probably touched it, or it's going down, so I wouldn't have touched it. So it all depends on that. This is just doing free fall on this just to check and have a look to show you exactly what it is. So for me, I'd like it to come into the target area on the 71, which would be up here. My target area would have been up here once it hits up here. So if we just go back onto the 4 hour now quickly, like I said before, 3 hour, sorry. We just ride that up. Right, see, like look, it's shooting up now. There's my target area here. Right, see, pushing back down again. See, you don't know. It's going back up, then push back down. And you just don't know, do you? So then this would be my fibs out again. Fibs would be here. So yeah. So the fibs would have been on this one here, like we said, because it didn't break this low here. This broke, so this would have been the high, and then it would have came down. So it came up, hit my area, and come back down. My area would have been there because this one did not break this. So technically, this is still my range here because this low did not break this low here. So this is still my high. So that would have been a nice little trade there like we got before. So you just need to know where you are on the charts, yeah? So you could ride it down if you want, and then once you know it's here, then you can ride this down to this area here. So the best way I personally think is if you got the high and lows of the fibs of the 4 hour, get your, when it starts pulling back, get your area for 71. When it hits your 71, obviously you could do your 4 hour trade and let that run for a lot, because it can take a few days to win. And then just ride the trend down until you get down to the bottom of where your trade will take profit on your 4 hour, or up, depending if you're doing up or down, buy or sell, and then run it that way. Does that make sense? It's just known breaker structure. Look, high, low, high, low. This low got this high, smash this low. So this becomes your new low now. High, this low was beaten by this low, so this becomes your new low. And then pull that, if you look at here again, okay, let me go back here, okay, excuse me, come on, fiddly, just say it's there, oh no, there, right, so it came, pushed back up, then it hit there, I thought, right, well, I'll put my fibs out, put my 71 on, came up, passed, tapped it, and then dropped. So a nice little trade there on that one. Now that's on a 4 hour, because this was your new high, because this is the range, because it came down here, pulled back up, okay, and then it broke this low here, this high broke this low, so this is your new range. Does that make sense? Okay. That's all it is, just knowing where you're on the charts. And then again, this high here, okay, was still your high, because this low, when you look here, was not, okay, not broken, okay, with a solid candle. All right, so this is your high still, pushed back up. Yes, it would have been, if it broke structure and came back up, then this would have been your new high. But it didn't break structure, so this is still the whole range. All right, and then as it pulled back up, all right, you put your fibs out, there to there, push back up, dropped. That's it. That's on a 4 hour trade. But these happen on the 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, 30 minute, 5 minute, all the time. All right. So hope that makes sense. I hope you like the video. Let us know what you think. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Bye.